See if we can win this one. Unlikely. Good scientific spot available, though. Good scientific spot. We may drop a little early to make sure we can get that. See, there is plenty of aluminum on the map, but there would be a particular one we would want as scientific. Maybe we can make happen. Might be possible to just avoid aluminum entirely, though. Maybe we can wait and see what happens with it as a resource. That could work out reasonably well. That could also work okay. It might work a little bit better, actually. Just claim all the resources quickly. Don't worry about the high tile in particular. We're scientific, who cares? Basic approach. I think I'll see if I can get this spot. I don't want to go too much in debt for it, but I'll see if I can get it. Okay. Okay.
What an excellent location for a lab. Well
there we go.
On finding it.
Reasonable amount of debt to take.
The day is ticking. And
Sell off that little bit of excess. Sorry. Can't think for a moment. Anyway, sell off a little bit of that excess iron. Oh, we'll actually just buy a bunch of aluminum all of a sudden then. Like, unless we see somebody collecting a lot of aluminum. Okay, here's aluminum. It's going to start coming in before long. But it's not here yet, and he's going for the two solar panels. So we'll see what happens with that. Let's sell down the silicon then. And now we see that aluminum is going to start being collected very soon, so we'll just sell out of it a bit. We'll upgrade. We'll take... No, we're not going to make it to the high aluminum tile. That's unfortunate. The scavenger's going to beat us to it, and we were just a little bit slow there. So instead, maybe we just grab 3 farms and go with it. Might be able to make it work. We could also grab an aluminum tile still, but there's already aluminum coming in from multiple people, so we'll just take these 3 tiles and make sure he can't get in our way. Maybe just go ahead and throw down some farms. Probably will be okay. Yeah, Clark got down pretty darn late there, unfortunately. Alright, there we go. Now, unfortunately, we're going to have to watch for aluminum's price to drop at some point. And there are 2 robotic players doing that kind of thing. Now, this guy's pulling in a lot of it. So with any luck, we'll be okay still. But we do have to keep an eye on things. Buildings are powered by water. Could be okay. I mean, it's a good thing to have, right? It will drive up the price on water, which could drive up the price on other resources. So it's kind of nice to see in general. We will take it for 10. Do we push for 14? I think we do. It's a lot of debt to take on early, but once again, I don't know where the line is. But I think at 16, we'll start letting it go. I would really like it, but regardless, it'll drive up the price on water. And so it's still nice to be in the game for us in a lot of ways. I was just too nervous about the sheer amount of debt I would be taking on. Alright, there we go. We'll just keep selling down food and steel fairly quickly. And we're waiting on this aluminum. We really want to wait for this price to drop before we try and expand. One of these guys will probably sell it. There we go. It dropped to 38. We're just going to keep watching for that to keep coming down, hopefully. The scavenger's not gathering a lot yet, but he's moving into it pretty heavily. So instead, maybe we go for a new claim fairly early while we wait for this aluminum price to come down. And what do we want to take with that new claim? There are options. We could just take a geotherm, actually, with this new claim. This close geotherm. We won't use it anytime soon, though, and it won't make us money anytime soon. Look at that aluminum price dying so fast, though. This is why we did this. Let's just take the geo to make sure we've got it established. Aluminum's down at 20. I don't know if it's going to jump back up at any point or not. Honestly. I don't really want to put down the geotherm just yet. It's a bit expensive for me still. Power's not that expensive. Multiple people in power. We'll take the upgrade. That'll drive aluminum back up for the moment. But we got it for $20. We got all the aluminum for $20, so I think it's okay. We could grab a little more nearby water and maybe hope for slant drilling before long. We could head into some carbon. We could head into a little bit of silicon up here and kind of make that work. It's pretty far away, though. Maybe we just take this water that's closer for the moment. Maybe go into 2 of them so we can move into reactors. Let's see. We could grab another claim to make life a little easier, as long as we can find something to make money with it. We could just go into 2 aluminum still. Like, it's up to $55 right now. and just make sure that we are slamming through upgrades as fast as we can, which means making sure we secure all this glass once again very quickly. Try and get to HQ level 4, and just be prepared to move these into power or something if we need to. We also aren't putting down this geotherm at all, even a little bit. Not even a little bit are we going to consider putting down that geotherm, because power is $3. These guys killed power. Killed power. Oh look, I got a little bit of an adrenaline boost from that. That's cool. It's understandable. Aluminum's like super valuable, so it makes sense. Pirates aren't too bad against us right now. Never mind, it's Magnetic Storm. What am I talking about? Magnetic Storm could be pretty silly right now. Just hitting these guys with a storm. That could be pretty gross. But I'm unlikely to get hit by it, so I'm going to ignore it. I'm going to let go. I'm hoping somebody spots this spot, because this spot is pretty gross to storm. Like all that aluminum flying in. I don't know if taking aluminum was probably a bad idea, but in the short term, we had extra claims available. So that's kind of why I still went with it, because we had those extra claims laying around. Seriously, though? Oh, it must have been the scavenger who got it. It must have been the scavenger who got it. It's the only explanation for us getting hit with it. Must have been him. We have a lot of cash laying around, and all of our upgrade stuff is expensive. So this is one of those situations where I'm going to go ahead and go into a very early engineering lab and see if I can make it work. Like, steel is still very expensive. We have the glass secured for upgrading. So we'll just see what we can do with that, and we will move out of these water pumps. Oh, come on. Go away. And into those reactors that I was talking about earlier. And not going to focus so much on the expanding. Herbert's in a great spot, unfortunately. Herbert's doing very well for himself with that adrenaline boost on the aluminum, plus managing to blow up other people's aluminum. It's going well, but unfortunately we just needed somebody else to do the bidding on that. We couldn't afford it, so we couldn't force the game to work the way we wanted it to. Let's upgrade fuel a little bit. Fuel's doing well. And there's a lot of ships flying around, so it's no big surprise that fuel's doing well. Let's grab... We really want to use something here. We could just grab a new claim and go into steel. Steel's going to stay like this. Why not? And so we're not expanding super quickly, but we're trying to make other things work for us. Mostly this research that we're trying to do. The food's still going okay. The aluminum's not so strong, but once again, we can put power. We can put that into power. I want to get this geotherm down, but it's just so expensive, and power's back to being kind of expensive, but it's really expensive to drop that geo. Really, really expensive. Okay, carbon is going really strong too, so Herbert is just in a terrifying position, and he's managing to boost himself this whole time. I don't know if any of us can bring down Herbert. He's already HQ level 5. We're just so dead at this point. This is such a disgusting start. And it's all mostly because of those adrenaline boosts early on. Why would you even hit that? Hit the boosted... Oh, whatever. I guess the glass isn't making much money. At least it made glass inexpensive. So we can maybe, instead of upgrading right away, a new core sample, a couple of them could actually be pretty good. We secure enough glass for 2 upgrades while it's cheap. Alright, I'll take it. We'll probably plant those near us once we upgrade and see what we can do with them. Okay, let's adrenaline boost out the steel. That should make money, as long as we don't get destroyed for it. And Herbert's coming after us already. Great, that's what we needed right now. He's just got such a huge, ridiculous, disgusting lead, and I have no idea what to do about it. And of course, we're the ones getting attacked. Even though we're not particularly easy to attack, because we've had a stockpile built up this whole time. Niven's buying into us as well. I don't know what to do with this game. I don't know what to do with this game. I just don't, unfortunately. I shouldn't have taken the aluminum at the end of the day. That's kind of what it comes down to. I took aluminum. And then I was in a bad spot, and that was the end of it.
Scientific colony expanded.
I'm at least half protected. I'm getting attacked here. It's just... I don't know what to do with it, guys. I don't know. It feels like we've had 2 people sitting in the corner not doing a whole lot. We've had this guy who's been left mostly alone to do whatever he wanted. I mean, look at these ships just coming in, bringing him truckloads of money. We're going to secure that last little bit of our stock that we can. to make it so we can't die immediately. But I'm just frustrated right now. I'm frustrated. We're going to upgrade chem production and try to get to an upgrade so we can actually use it. We absolutely need that geotherm down, regardless of the cost at this point. Clark's going after Bradbury. We'll see how that goes. Our debt's way too high. Almost to the point of being absolutely crippling. And we just need an upgrade. We need to get to HQ level 4, we need to get to HQ level 5. There's just so much to do and no time to do it because we're having to consistently defend ourselves from the guy in the lead, who nobody wants to touch, and we can't even afford black market to hit him because our stock price has gotten so low because we haven't been able to afford anything. Bothersome. There, at least people are attacking him now. We'll be able to upgrade 1 year. But unfortunately, we haven't even been able to afford black market because our debt's so ridiculous. And we're having to spend all of our time paying that down rather than doing anything else. And it's all because we weren't allowed to upgrade when we wanted to. And these metal mines right here that we can't even transition into power. I would love to do that. But I just shouldn't have taken the aluminum mines. And I knew it. I knew I shouldn't take the aluminum mines. I wasn't expecting the magnetic storm, which completely wrecked us. I can't afford that. I can't afford that. It's just the end of it. And that's been how it is basically all game, it feels like. Is just can't afford anything. We can't even afford to actually use this engineering lab because we just got disrupted so heavily by Herbert attacking us that we haven't been able to use any of the tools we've planted. And Herbert, for whatever reason, was just allowed to run away with the whole thing. I don't know what people did to drive carbon so ridiculously high in price. But that was impressive work. It was impressive work managing to get carbon that expensive. Finally, we can upgrade. We can't actually use the upgrade yet. But we'll try and get some chem labs down. There's 3 of them at least. Try and maybe upgrade chem production a bit more. Try and keep these upgrades rolling in. I guess we'll sell the glass. That didn't really pan out for us very well. We did buy it cheap, but it's been mostly just sitting there this whole time. Unfortunately, we couldn't push through to 2 upgrades the way we expected to. We can only get to 1. Sad, but it's just the way it is. Grab a power surge to make sure we've got it. These could go back into water fairly easily. The fuel research not going well at this point for us. Let's see. The geotherm will cover our... No, it doesn't cover our power costs. It doesn't turn off during the night. We need to get some more power down. We need to get these solar panels established to make sure we're not just dying on power. Silicon came down a little bit, so we can use it. We can actually use those tiles, but it's still not a good spot to be in. Keep upgrading the chem production. It's the only good thing right now. At least the food is helping. And we'll actually poke Niven a little bit. Force other people to think about what's going on in the stock market. Steel's not going too well, but it's not too awful either. I mean, and there was just a shortage on it, so that will help a bit. I still want this last little bit of stock. There, I'm halfway to Niven. And Niven's not as well off as I am when it comes to a lot of these things. I don't know where steel is going to land after this shortage because it could have been bought into quite heavily. And I missed this boost here. I meant to shut that boost down when it was happening, and I just didn't. Very unfortunate. Well, the steel is kind of working out. We need to be able to do something interesting here to survive. Herbert's just got too much of a lead at this point. I don't know what we can do about that. We can maybe upgrade food a bit. Food is okay. But he's just way too close to killing us. And we're trying to just stay afloat when it comes to stock price. Unfortunately, we went back into D rating for a moment there. We've got to try and recover somehow. I just don't know how. We never even used these core samples I was talking about. Just drop them out here. They were both iron. That's unfortunate. Steel's going strong-ish. At least Herbert's not making too much money off anything except for this carbon over here, which he is making money off of, sadly. Okay, he's no longer halfway to buying us, so that's good. Maybe we can try and get to an upgrade. Maybe. Grab another power surge. Pay down debt. Make sure we don't go into that D rating, at least for this interest that we're about to have to pay. Oh, these chems, these chems, these chems, these chems. Alright, no more chems. Let's head into glass, I think. I think glass is acceptable. We could also just make more steel here for the time being. Like a couple of steel. Might not be the best idea, though. I mean, more food is the other option. Maybe we don't do steel. Maybe we just do the glass or the food. I mean, steel's starting to come down. We'll do all that. We'll just keep selling. We'll keep upgrading. Upgrade food this time. You're making food. I don't really want to shut that down, though, because you're scientific. Although, if I could kill you off, it would help me out a lot. Pay down a bit more debt. Try and make sure we're not completely dead on debt. And I want an upgrade. I want an upgrade very badly, but it's very expensive. Maybe we do just attack you. I've been waiting for Herbert to make a more solid transition. I guess he's gotten to an Offworld. That'll help him out significantly. He's stuck in chems, which is fine, I suppose. If we could manage to kill off Niven, it would put us back in the game. But I don't know if we're going to pull it off ever. Upgrade food production one more time. Chems aren't all that expensive. Okay, steel's coming down. We can maybe start looking for an upgrade here. There it is. We got to it. That's a pretty big deal. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Let's just drop food there. These are still okay. They're making okay money. They're not good money, but they're okay money. Let's see, let's do some of that. Okay, here this comes. We're going to shut all that down. No, thank you. And 3 claims left. 3 claims left. What do we do with the 3 remaining claims? We could try and take some silicon, but there's just not good, or there's not great silicon for us to take. It's all the way across the map. I guess we'll do it anyway. I don't know what else to do with everything I have. Last thing we could do is maybe get some adjacency bonuses going here, because water's price has come down significantly, and then we'll just keep upgrading food for the time being, I guess. Food's still good. No reason to stop as far as I can tell. Grab another power surge. Okay. I want to see if we can get down to, or up to, a B rating, which apparently we can't. I was hoping we could, but apparently there's a vast gulf between where we are and B. Niven really wants this for 12,000? See if he'll take it for 16. Oh, yeah, Clark's going to grab it. That makes a lot of sense, because Clark's in the best spot of all of us at this point, I think. He's got no debt. He's close to buying Bradbury, I have to imagine. Bradbury seems to be having trouble defending himself. Well, he's actually not, because he has no money. So those two are busy fighting this whole time, and one of them might end up coming out on top, because Herbert couldn't succeed in a kill. Niven's half dead to me. Everything's just a little bit awkward right now, this game. What in the world? I guess that's just the oxygen price. I wasn't expecting those to be losing money already. Well, fine then. That's how that's going to be. We can make oxygen. Keep upgrading a bit. We could go into more upgrades. Another engineering lab's probably kind of important for us right now. So let's go ahead and get it constructed. Chems still aren't too expensive. We are up to a B rating at least, so that's something. Power is, I guess, okay. We're still in a lot of power. So with any luck, we're all right. An adrenaline boost on food would finish it off fairly effectively, but I don't know if we really want to do that. Focusing on oxygen. Let's start up oxygen one more time. This guy's still mostly frozen for a lot of his stuff. It's all very, very upgraded, though. Let's see. Let's actually freeze his chems at this point. Those are also very, very upgraded for him. And steel is starting to fall away. Maybe we start another chem upgrade once this thing is finished. It'll start... Nope, chems are coming down quickly. What do we want to do then? We could just keep upgrading oxygen, I suppose. The food's still kind of okay because we don't pay the water price for it, at least, and his isn't good at all. That didn't go as well as we were hoping, but it was something. Okay, there's a chem short coming in. That explains a lot. I don't know where chems are going to stick after that, unfortunately. We could try moving into chems, but it's a bit of an expensive transition. I'm nervous to make it unless I absolutely have to. We almost have Niven, but Niven can probably pay down a fair amount of his debt. I'm going to go ahead and just start this. Oh, wow. We're there. Oh, man, but Herbert's getting those launches going, which is terrifying. We do have 2 territories now. Steel's making money. The oxygen's all making money. We got to keep upgrading oxygen. And we can upgrade chems again. I think, would be okay. We can actually upgrade water and maybe transition into that for a little while. Are these using water? They are. That's unfortunate. Not much to do about it, though. Maybe we scrap out of food for a little bit into just some water. Try and make all that happen. Try and survive, Herbert. How much do we need to finish off Herbert? 242 is what we're looking at for that. Alright, well, the chems are still so strong for him, so we're going to shut those down again. Make sure we're continuing that assault the whole time. Let's see. What do we have available to us? This was blues we took. We could get slant drilling. We could get teleportation. I don't know if we want any of that in the immediate future, though. This guy, I guess, should also be a water pump. I cannot get enough water right now, so I may as well keep going. I talked about upgrading chems, but I never did it. I guess we'll upgrade water a bit. Could upgrade steel a bit. Could upgrade glass. We don't have any glass down, though. No, I don't want to upgrade glass. What am I talking about? Let's upgrade chems, and let's upgrade water. There we go. That should be okay. Leaking power, but it's nighttime. On the other hand, I don't think he had almost any power down from the looks of it. He had electronics down over here. If we need to put... Oh, there we go. We're good. We got an Offworld. That's a pretty big deal. We'll just start sending oxygen and pump out oxygen like crazy, which we're already doing, so it should be fine. Let's take teleportation so that we've got it. Let's grab... Who do we want? Who is closer to killing who? 157, 90. But you don't need nearly as much. But you're probably a bit closer. More importantly, you have some Offworlds functional. Let's reveal all those goon squads. Can we move to Offworlds ourselves? Maybe just a couple of them. Offworlds are pretty good once again this game. We can maybe scrap out... I mean, we can get to like 5 Offworlds, and that guarantees we have more at that point. Let's start scrapping out of some of these. These are just blank tiles anyways. Not a big deal. Not a big deal to start scrapping out of those. Engineering labs we will keep functional for the time being. Let's go ahead and upgrade those electronics. Offworld launched. That's good. Let's get another 1 or 2 down or so. Where do I want to put them? One of them can go here. That's fine. Could get to another claim for another spot for one, so maybe we'll do that. We do have 5 engineering labs. Let's make sure we're upgrading steel like crazy as we move into these Offworlds. Let's see. These chem labs, we could move into steel instead for the time being. We could move into glass before long, would be fine. We don't have a lot of electronics down, but we have some. I'll take that claim. Pop down an Offworld. Drove steel's price absolutely nuts, so we'll make sure we're doing something about that. Okay, all that's fine. Let's upgrade our power production a bit to make sure we're not dead on that at some point. And then 2 in glass, and then glass. Sure, there you go. Just queue up everything and then sell down chems. Not a big deal. Keeps us from having to transition. The kind of thing you can get away with when you have a stupid lead. Because that's kind of what our lead is at this point. It's stupid. And then we don't really need to scrap the patent lab, I guess. Although it's not providing us with a lot. We could go for nanotech. Sure. Why not? All those should stay functional on power and then glass. Yep. That's all fine. We are leaking power so badly. We still don't have a good stock rating right now. Let's see. Are you making power? Yeah, you're making power like crazy, and you're actually making money off of it, so we should do something about that. Shut down what we can. These guys drove up goon squads like crazy. It's pretty nuts. Alright, we've got 5 Offworlds established. I suppose we could put down 1 more. Costs a lot, though. Maybe we don't. Maybe we just make sure we're actually using all the ones we have down, because we're not yet. 5. We'll launch 6. Sure, why not? Just in case we throw down that last one. If steel ever comes back down. So Bradbury did get to the buy, so we were kind of making the correct decision with some of what we were shutting down and things of that nature. Thankfully, with all of our power upgrades, we're starting to come back into that. Let's see. We could upgrade aluminum. It's pretty good all of a sudden. We could also just start transitioning away in places where it's reasonable to transition away, like into glass here. Should be fine. That chem surplus is getting interesting. Mostly, though, it's going to be sitting back on these Offworlds and letting oxygen win the game. Let's see. All of this water has been a huge mistake for some time. We go into reactors here, I suppose. Nothing much better to put down there. Steel's still crazy. Thankfully, we have the off-world advantage as steel is crazy, so not the end of the world. And I think we've just about got it. I don't know how we won that one.
Look at all the money.
I have no idea how we won that one. Let's take a look, though, shall we? Check. We had all of it. It's actually a lot harder to tell how we won that one in particular from exactly how that game was going. I think most of it was we stayed in the black market the entire time. Warren Buffett and Indecision were wrecking each other, it looks like, by the way. Like, Indecision with 5 EMPs and a power surge. And then a hologram, interestingly enough. And then 4 goon squads, whereas Warren Buffett over here was like 5 goon squads, a nuke, an adrenaline boost, a network virus, an EMP, and then 4 claims. So these guys were just all over the black market the entire time. We actually, I think, bribed the most claims that game. Most of them were cheap, and then we bought a super expensive one for our late 5th Offworld to, like, guarantee the game easily. And then everything else we did was just mostly... We had 1 adrenaline boost, but the other stuff was all just shutting down Gameslayer who tried to kill us. Unfortunately, I don't have chat open right now because I messed that up during the game, so it closed out, and I haven't seen any chat since then. But we got it done. That was weird. So I think the key to that one was Gameslayer was maybe late to a couple of transitions, and then we hit a pretty okay... We had some really good black market effects. And then we were difficult to attack back because we were scientific, right? That made a big difference. We got to use the engineering lab with food when we absolutely needed it. So that was a pretty big deal. That was a pretty big deal. And then this nanovirus, it didn't do everything we wanted it to because it ran into a goon squad eventually. But it did cut off the ability to transition this production, because that's what the nanovirus is good for. Not nanovirus, network virus. And I stopped calling it that. So that was reasonable. And worked out rather well. These two, I don't even know everything they were doing. I just know both of them kind of went for power plays, and then power went down to $5. And then I ignored power for a really long time. I thought we were out of it with the aluminum play, guys. If we hadn't made that, I think we would have been in a much better position. I think another big part of it might have been steel. Steel got super expensive. We drove steel to be super expensive for a while. But we were able to effectively make steel. If we hadn't have had Niven to buy up at some point, aka, I think, Blues, we would have been in a lot more trouble. But we managed to get Niven stock bought, we managed to get Gameslayer stock bought, and so our stock price stayed higher than it had any right to be, just because we had all of our stock was purchased up. All of our stock was purchased up by us, Niven, and Herbert, and then we had a total of 15 stocks owned, so that kept the price quite high. Alright, as stated before,